Hi, I am Kajer on Two Wheels, and this will be the test drive and review of the Honda CB1100. I'm going to say right off the bat that I don't get this machine. It's a new machine, but it looks from the 70s. Let's see if I can understand it. So, same thing, front to back. First thing I noticed is that these tires are odd. They're 110 wide, 80 wide, and 18-inch rims, so it's weird. Other than that, you have your double disc brakes, which on an old school bike is nice. You have ABS also, normal suspension, double horn. I love these double horns here at the front. This is really old school. It really looks old school. And a awesome, beautiful chrome fender. Chrome mirrors, completely standard and old school dashboard, huge tank. This is a 4-liter inline, 4-cylinder inline 1100 cc's engine, which looks huge. Let's see if I can manage this little beast. Your exhaust, you have double shocks here, one on each side. See, this is not very usual with the adjustment. It reminds me of my old CBF 125. So that's old school suspension for you. Also chrome fender, chrome light. There's chrome everywhere. It looks beautiful. I'm going to hurry this up because I really want to try this out and try to understand the purpose of this machine, because why buy a modern machine that looks like that when new looks old? Oh, and there's a detail. It's air cooled. See? This little radiator is probably for the oil, but it is air cooled. This will be interesting. Let's turn it on. Zzz, zzz. Oh, it's fuel injected also. Yeah, it is fuel injected. I like this little detail. Zoop, that's chrome also. It's beautifully made. It is beautiful. It is very... I wasn't expecting to like it. Oh, it's heavy, but it's not as heavy as I was expecting, because this is what, 500 pounds, 250 kilos. So let's see. Let's see if I manage not to destroy a really expensive bike. This bike was very gracefully lent by Lopsy Lops. That's my bike over there. These are all the other test bikes I have. This is a really good dealership here in the area, and I would very much recommend it. These guys are very nice, and they're very good for the when you have to... Okay, first thing, this is all in the usual position. It's not like my NC, which is upside down. The result is that for me now it's upside down because I'm not used to this. Okay, the mirror is convex, meaning it's wide angle, so objects are distorted. It's one of those mirrors that should say objects in mirrors are further away, are closer than they appear. So it's fueled. We are ready to rock. Check it out. This is the fuel tank. Even the fuel tank is old school. I'm not used to this because I'm not an old school rider. I'm a new rider, remember? It sounds really pleasant. Okay, so the exit is this way. Hey, I can easily start this one with no throttle, very easily. And the brakes are fierce. The brakes are really strong. I'll try it out eventually. Since this has ABS, I'm safer trying to slam on the brakes. And even though this is a 4-in-line, it doesn't feel, the engine doesn't really feel like the CB 600 I tried. Well, first it's got double the displacement. Second, it has the same power as the 600, so I would suspect it has a lot more torque. So I'm now in third gear at 2000 RPM. See? This is basically idle speed. 50 kph, third gear, 2000 RPM. Let's see what she can do. Full throttle now. It pulls really well. Really well. Holy fucking hell! Oh yeah, this is a really nice engine. It pulls really well even at low revs, and I didn't even get to the high revs. Remember, this bike has what? Yeah, this has 2755, so it's out of the braking stage, so I can give her the beans. I can, but this is not the bike to give the beans to. This is a bike to be strong. Okay, this is second gear. I'm now in second, 3000 RPM. Sorry guy, I'm testing this machine, very sorry. He said thank you, and now I'm going to 4000. Holy fucking hell! That's a lot of acceleration. Whoa! Yeah, this is the first time I'm on a bike bigger than a 600cc, and that was... Woo! And this is not a powerful bike, not by any means. This is 86 horsepower and 60 Newton meters of torque. But still, Jesus! Wow! That was awesome! And this is not... I understand what you R6 and R1 guys are going through. And I haven't even tasted it all yet. This is great. Okay, so this is a proper engine, okay? This is not a joke. This goes really nice. Let's go! Okay, so this is a proper engine with more than enough power for me. Awesome. But that being said, this is not... I don't feel this is what this bike likes to do. It's more like a cruiser. Yeah, this is... It leans. It's heavy. Hang on. This is odd. I'll have to test this better on a roundabout. But I have the feeling it seems to want to lean over easier than it then wants to ride back up. So I'm going to test this on the roundabout because of this. Because when you lean over, it just drops easily. And then when you want to change direction, it seems to want to stay there. Then it's lazy getting up and getting back onto the other side. So I'm going to say it's Alentejana. That's a location we have where people... It's the common joke, not true, but it's the... what's the name? The cliche of being lazy. They're not, but... Okay. And so this is like lazy. It likes to lay down and doesn't like to get up. It's not extreme, okay? It's just a feeling you have. I'm not a good rider, so I can't really tell you about this, but it's like that. Another thing I liked is this ride at low speeds. It rides just like the NC. It's very stable. It's really, really easy to ride at low speeds. And it's very comfortable going at this speed. This feels like this is what the bike likes to do. Run around easily, no stress. Let's just have some fun, check out the scenery. It likes to lay down a bit, but not too much. Yeah, see? I followed the turn a bit more than I wanted because I laid it down a bit and then just wanted to keep going. Didn't want to ride itself back up. So when it's stable, it's stable. As soon as I drop it slightly, it just tends to drop down. When it's straight up, it's okay. You lean it a bit, it's okay. Then you lean it over a certain amount and it seems to want to drop a bit more. Then it's like the tire is a bit square or something. It's not, because it's a new tire, but it's odd. It's not feeling. It's different, okay? It's not bad, it's just different, and I'm not really comfortable with it. Yeah, there it goes. I'll try to show you again, explain, because I can't show. It's a feeling you get on your butt. So this is okay, it's okay, and then whoops, there it goes. This is nice, okay, whoa, there it goes. And then to lean back up, it seems to stick. Other than that, it's nice, I like it. I don't know the pricing of this, but this is probably expensive, because everything here is beautiful and perfectly built. Even this plastic, which is usually crap, it's awesome. Okay, this is a bit loose, but things need to move around, but even these little buttons are fantastic. What does this do? Trip, 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 trip. This is just a trip and odometer, nothing else. Yeah, that's a lot of torque. I don't think I shifted all the way back here, because this has so much torque. I'm at 2k RPM going up. This is going up very steeply up, trust me. And if I just slam it, it still accelerates easily. Whoa. Yeah, don't look at the instruments on the twisty mountain road on a bike you don't know, and that's not yours, you dumb hack. Oh, it likes going this speed, these RPM. This is its country. Oh, I understand. I'm beginning to get this bike. I'm beginning to get it and love it. Oh, this is quite a machine. Hey, Mr. Biker. Hello. Bye-bye. No shifting down, not needed. Just going to accelerate smoothly. This is the same route that I did with the CB500X, if you recall. This is pretty... Oh, my feet are getting hot. Because I'm moving, and so the hot air coming from the engine is blasting into my leg. This is quite a ride. It's very refined and smooth and comfortable. The seat is fantastically plush and soft. It's really miles apart from the CB600, which has a sporty thingy side. Everything here is just... It's a bike for old people. Let's not beat around the bush. This is a bike for old people. Or young people who just want to relax, right? Look, I'm straight up. I'm completely straight up. The riding position is very much like my NC, but my NC I'm like this here. The handlebars are just a few millimeters down, but I'm also slightly more forward on the seat, so I'm going straight up, completely relaxed, seriously enjoying the scenery, and not caring about the speed or the RPMs one iota. I like it. I really like it. I wasn't expecting to actually like this bike. I was expecting to actually diss it around and saying this is a really stupid bike to buy because you're expending... What the fuck am I doing? Wrong way. Because you're expending a lot of money for a bike that's old when it's new, but I'm beginning to understand. It's like... I've never liked old bikes, okay? I've always thought they looked primitive. I'm more into the sleek, like the NC kind of look, the sleek sporty look, like the NC, like an R6, like CBR. I'm not into naked bikes or old school bikes, but looking at this one in the flesh and under me, I understand the whole appeal of the classic bikes. It actually looks nice. It actually feels awesome, and it's a different way to ride. If I bought one of these, I would never ever give it the beans, because it makes no sense, and it just makes no sense. The bike can do it, but it's not its thing. Okay, you can do it because, for example, I want to overtake this guy, and I want to overtake him quickly. So it's a bike. It's a leader bike, so it has to be able to overtake this guy quickly, if the road allows, obviously. And it's getting hot, and it doesn't have a temperature gauge. It doesn't have fluid, so it's normal. It doesn't have a temperature gauge. Oh, come on, man. I'm just going to stop. I am going to fucking stop in the middle of the road. Just give me some space from this guy. And I'm going to watch my mirror intently. So, oh, fluids are here. Lights, oh, push to pass is on the normal place. Everything is as it should be. And it's getting really hot on my leg. And by really hot, I mean really hot. So let's get moving. Okay. I'm not going to engine brake because it's getting hot. I'm not really sure what the temperature is or should be, but I don't like the feeling of having a hot air being blasted into my legs. Never happened to me before, so I don't know if I'm overheating the bike or not. And I'd really rather not find out the hard way, because it's not mine. See, it's not a bike to go fast. That was a bit iffy. I'm not experienced enough to be able to push this one in particular, and I don't want to, and it's not the purpose, so I'm not going to do it. It's lazy getting up. Jesus, get up, you lazy bum. See what I mean by being powerful enough? I'd really like to know how much this is. This should be what, 9,000 euros? 10,000? 8? I'd say it should be around 8 to 10. I don't know. I have no idea. I did not see it. I did not check that thing before. Sorry. I usually, just before the reviews, I do a small online check for specs and stuff like that, so I can actually say useful stuff when I'm checking the bike out in the beginning. But I didn't really check the price for this one. I have no idea what it is. I'll have to ask when I arrive. It should be expensive. Another little detail I just noticed: the rim around the mirrors is black. The whole mirror is chromed, but the rim here is black. And you know why it's black? So that you don't get a fucking sun reflection whenever you ride away from the sun, which is what's happening on the dashboard, but it's fortunately far away enough for me not to be blinded. But if it was on the mirrors, it would be really annoying. And I've ridden a bike, I don't remember which one, but it had that thing, and that was really annoying for me. I really hated it. So this gets some extra points for that. Look at this. I don't do this slow on my NC. On this one, I'm perfectly content. I'm going 60 and 70 here. If you do not want to get a speeding ticket, get this bike. You'll have fun, you'll enjoy it immensely, and you just will not want to go fast on it, because it's just so enjoyable going slowly on this one. It's really want to just go and look at the scenery and the trees and the little birdies. It's really a relaxed ride. Obviously there's no wind protection, so this would be painful on the highway, especially since you're sitting up so straight. But hey, the world's not made of perfect things. Speed-wise, let's see. Okay, I'm at What's the idle speed? That's 1000 RPM. Now we are at idle in some gear. I don't know which gear. Let's go. I don't want to go too brusque so I don't damage it, so I'll just go like this. It complained a bit, but it still went. Now, how many bikes do you know that on 6? Okay, I was in 5th gear. How many bikes do you know that in 5th gear can pull like that straight out from idle? I don't know. I'm actually asking. I'm not saying, I'm not being ironic. I'm actually asking because I'd be willing to bet there aren't many. And this is a 250 kilogram bike. Man, I can still check it around easily, see? It still feels light. Whoops. I wanted to cancel the indicator. I'm so used to the NC. So used to the NC that this is a regular thing. So I have to return. I told them half an hour, and half an hour has come and gone. So time to go back. I'll test out that laziness here. Check it out. Let's check it out. Left. Yeah. Okay, I was a bit nervous about all this lean because it felt like it was going to tumble down, and for some odd reason I just froze and didn't want to give it a slight amount of throttle. Probably because I don't know how much throttle does what at these low speeds yet, so I didn't want to risk it. I just let it idle around the roundabout. But yeah, it does feel like it's going to fall over because it's very light laying down. And then to get it back up, you need to properly counter steer to get it back up. It's just not a bike that you can just throw down. Look, I'm just going to try to use my weight to lay it down. Nothing really happens. And I'd be willing to guess, because this bike weighs about 5 times what I weigh. 5 times, no, this is a 250 kilogram bike, so it weighs 2.5 times what I weigh, and a bit more, or 3 times what I weigh. And yeah, I'd be willing to bet the weight is all way down there. Oh, it's very low to the ground. Okay, I can easily put my feet up and both feet flat down on the ground and raise myself up from the ground. But even being that low to the ground, I'm not cramped here. I'm 1.74 meters high, and I am not cramped, not by a mile on this bike. I'll just get, it's a dangerous spot, get out of there. Now let's try braking. I'm 120 kph, so let's try braking. And I did not brake fully, so the brakes are great. So I'm getting to understand this bike. This is like a bike for someone who always wanted an old school bike, some old geezer like me, around 40-ish or something, or a young guy, someone who wants a classic bike but does not want a classic bike's problems like shitty brakes, shitty tires, breaking down all the time because it's old and it's like 20 or 40 years old, and so everything on it, it's 40 years old, so everything tends to be falling apart. So if you want a brand new bike, but you want a bike that's like the ones in the 70s because you really like the whole thing about it, that's it. You get ABS, you get huge brakes. I didn't dare to use them all. It was feeling already too much, and I have the feeling it still had way more braking to do. So you get a actually good performing bike, great engine, smooth as silk gear changes, smooth as silk braking, smooth as silk riding. You get a liter bike with actually a decent suspension. Okay, granted the seat is aiding the suspension immensely, okay? But you get actually a good modern bike with that vintage look, and it's not skin deep. I've shown you the details, and this has lots of little details that really make it really look vintage. Like the chrome mirror stalks, the grayish, this piece here, I don't know, the thing that holds on to both forks. The forks are all chromed or silvery. The indicators, look, they're beautiful. Beautiful indicators. Bullet shaped, chromed. So yeah, that's what you're going to buy this one for. First thing I would do is get this sticker out and this sticker out and this sticker out, because this just ruins it. It's just ridiculous. Hey, cool, let's go. Let's give it the beans here. Whoa! That's a lot of speed. Yeah, I got up to 160 and that's enough, okay? It can go highway speeds pretty easily. Let's just say it can scare your pillion half to death very easily, okay? If not the rider. So yeah, this is a proper liter engine. The only 86 horsepower isn't an issue because it's not built for speed. It's got all the aerodynamic properties of, I don't know, a brick. Your helmet is the most aerodynamic piece of equipment on this bike, probably. So going 200 on this bike would be pretty fucking stupid. But it gets up to speed really fast because it seems to have an enormous amount of torque. I don't know, I only read the 60 number. I have no idea how good that is or bad that is. I don't know where it is on the packing scale, but I'm kind of recalling that I think that is the maximum amount of torque the R6 has, and this one has like almost all of it from 2000 RPM onwards. So the engine feels a bit like the NC's engine, which is instant torque wherever you are. Look, here I go. Just feels like full torque at any range, and I'll go there, turn back. Feels like instant torque at any range, which is awesome, and then it's gone, and then reaches its top speed and stops. I read there's a limiter at 180 kph. That also makes sense because of the lack of aerodynamics, and I don't think anyone would like to go at 180 on this one because there's no wind protection and you're sitting up, so it should be pretty painful. So this is actually quite a nice bike. It's fantastic, actually. You always tend to like any bike test drive because bikes are good, period, okay? It's really hard to make a bad bike, okay? But this one has that special feel. It has lots of things that it doesn't have and it should have. A modern bike, it doesn't have that look on the modern bike, but it makes sense. It has that special thing that you really like about the bike, you know. I really enjoyed this test drive. This was a nice bike. It's not a super performing bike, but it is a good one. A really good one. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I'm not really sure where the center stand is. Okay, forgot to get it off neutral. Yeah. So yeah, that's the Honda CB1100. Simple, vintage, and seriously vintage. Just look at this engine. I'll give you a close-up and log out. See? Okay, you're out.